welcome to our city international conference. And we are appreciate to have all of you here. And welcome to this conference that this is the first, and I don't know if that was gonna start doing every year, but it will be nice that when it's gonna be every year. So my name is Kelvin Hernandez. I'm a member of the professional committee. This is my partner who is gonna share that with you.
Through this conference, we want to share with you a story of success that was developed in Querétaro, Mexico by one of our former CASI students. You're gonna know her in a little bit. And now, to follow with our agenda, we're gonna present to you our honor table. First of all, we want to welcome to this conference Dr. Alberto Miller. As you know, he's the Director of International Education at BCC. He's in charge of the CIT program and study abroad. He is going to share some words with us.
Good afternoon and welcome to this opportunity, this conference. This is the first time we are holding an international conference from the point of view of the CIT program, and the way this idea came up was thanks to the opportunity the American Society for Quality give us every other year to host a former CIT or CASE student as an ambassador, as a business ambassador of his or her country. We have been doing this program for so many years, thanks to, again, the support of ASQ. We started in 1995, and over those almost 20 years or 15 years, we had so many former students returning to our college to tell us their stories, the success stories about how they are doing in their country, especially in the field of quality. This time we have a special guest, and she's going to be, of course, properly introduced. But I just want to say that this is the first time we have a guest, an international visitor, who is going to be giving us the outcomes, the results of her community action plan, something that you are quite familiar with, which is becoming the heart of this program. The community action plan is what you will give in return to your communities. It's the expression of your commitment to serve your communities. We have never had the chance to listen to one of those community action plans. We listen to community action plans when they are in their way home, not after they are completed. So this is going to be a very exciting opportunity, and again, this is the first time we are organizing this type of event. And I would like to express on behalf of the program, on behalf of international education, our gratitude to the American Society for Quality, because they are making possible our former students to return to the United States, and the students, the professional committee, all of you who are working in different committees to make possible this event. Again, we are inaugurating a new conference. This is the first conference, and we hope this conference will be repeated every year if possible. And of course, we hope this conference will be hosting each of you when after you return home and you have a great story to tell us. So thank you very much again to the professional committee for this opportunity.
Now we have some words from our coordinator, Claudia Bibi, so she can give some words for that.
Thank you, Kelvin. The idea to make this special meeting today is to show the people what we are doing with our community action plans. It's just not to design, it's almost implemented the community action plan in our countries. So for each one of you, I want to encourage you to make a really great job in order that you have the opportunity, as Maria has this weekend, to come back to visit us and share with the community all the things that you have the opportunity to learn here at BCC. Welcome to our conference.
Next, we have Bob Lerner, who is an ASQ branch member.
Thank you. Maria, on behalf of the ASQ section, we welcome you, and I'm looking forward to your presentation here at this international conference, as well as our conference Saturday at our Quality Day conference, which many of you will also be attending. On behalf of the ASQ, I just want to also say that we feel very fortunate that we had the opportunity this time to have entrepreneur students, something different. We also greatly appreciate the quality cycle students that are the first year students, but it was different for us to be able to have entrepreneur students that we could also bring into the fold and show them things about quality. We hope when you go home, you take those tools that you've learned from the quality toolbox with you. So thank you and welcome, and look forward to your presentation.
Thanks everybody. Everybody happy? We are not in a funeral here. So now we are gonna read caps from second year students and first year student.
Okay, the idea why are we gonna do this? I know all of you are really committed with your caps, and all of you know very well what you're doing. In the case of second year students, you already have already really planned how are you gonna do everything. But first year students were still learning. That's why we're here, because we want to learn from your experience, from her experience, and we want to share with our guests what you are doing and what we're doing. To start with the second year students, we have 3 categories. The first one is education and constructions. We have Diego Riguarcha from Guatemala, and the name of his cap is the Seed English Academy. Carlos Guzman from El Salvador, Let's Speak English. Jenny Perez from El Salvador, Motiva Teens. Belinda Santiago, Mexico, The Art of Knowledge. Diana Martinez, Dominican Republic, Working with Children and Youth for a Better Future. Jose Rosario, Dominican Republic, Commitment, Progress and Success Society. Maria Perez, Guatemala, Implement More Education with a Center of Orientation. Erika Oliva, Honduras, Education is the best way to predict the future for Honduras. Virginia Baptiste, Haiti, Education plus Children equals Success of the Future. Cindy Molina, El Salvador, Building a Community Center. Diego Chirun, Guatemala, Building a Better Future for the Maya children in Chichicastenango. Stanley Sanjay, Haiti, Standing Up for a Better Future. Then we have Environment and Health. Silvia Alvarez, Honduras, Youth Minds to Save Our Planet. Michelet Yen Chavez, Haiti, Friends of Nature. Anthony Victoriano, Dominican Republic, Back to Green. Christian Lopez, Honduras, Working Together for a Healthy Environment. Karen Gonzalez, Mexico, Healthy Community. And finally we have Recreation and Sports. Erika Pedraza from Mexico, Recreating for a Better Future, and Evers Olivas from Nicaragua Sports Center.
We have the combination plan for first year student. We're going to start with Dominican Republic. First, Claudia Marte from Dominican Republic, Sport for a Better section. Mariela Peralta from Dominican Republic, Lair Playing. Brian Enriquez from El Salvador, the Big T program. Stefan Hernandez from El Salvador, Youth the Community. David Argueta from El Salvador, Getting Ready for the Future Through Education. Christy Hernandez from El Salvador, Building Our Future. Nathan Mendoza from Guatemala, Changing for a Future. Kelvin Hernandez from Honduras, Quality and Academic Excellence. Maria Valladares from Honduras, Rebuilding a Health Center for a Better Care. Abigail Rodriguez from Mexico, Teaching Math and English. Dolores Almaraz from Mexico, Jesus Maria Recreation Park. Moises Ruiz from Mexico, Improve Yourself Superate. Marcela Mendoza from Nicaragua, Children's Dining Hall, and Reina Toruno from Nicaragua, Improving Children's Life. And Brigida Elise from Haiti, Food for a Better Life. Dashka Tondu from Haiti, Kindergarten School. And Kenol Coriolan from Haiti, Farmers Market.
Well, after sharing the name of our CAPs and just for you to know, to have a little idea about what we're doing, or at least what we're trying to do, now I want to introduce to you our speaker for today. Just like a little background about her. As you know, she's a former CAS student. She was in cycle 2004 and she got graduated on 2006. She's from Mexico. It's a lady. We have her here. As you know, she has accomplished too many competences as all of us. And help me welcome in this afternoon Maria Margaritz Juarez from Mexico. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your warm welcome. I'm really happy to be here. And I just want to share with you a little bit of what I have done in my country. And just to clarify, it is not in Querétaro. It is close to Querétaro, but the city is called San Miguel de Allende. And after this picture, I will start my presentation. Okay, as you know, the conference is about community action plan, and I will give you just a little bit of background of what I wanted to do, where I wanted to do, and how I wanted to do it. At the beginning, what I was trying to do, it was building a library, but I wanted like a big library. I wanted to have all kinds of books, and that was because in that time, when I was here, that was in 2004, it was really difficult for my community to get into the city, that is San Miguel de Allende. My community is called Allenda, and it was really, really hard to get buses from there. The earliest bus, I think, was around 8 a.m. in the morning, and then the latest one was about 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So it was really hard for a student to go to the city to have some reference in the library. So that was my plan. But to be honest with you, it has been really, really difficult because of Mexican law. In order to have a big library like that, you have to be in the education field, and you have to make this kind of politics. So it has been really crazy. I tried, and I tried harder. So one recommendation is not to give up, never. If you have to change it, do it, but never give up. So I'm changing a little bit. That was my plan. You can go for it. So that was the background. I wanted in the community, in Mexico, and that's what I wanted to do. How I wanted to do it. What I wanted to do is I was looking for the community help, and they all agreed. They all wanted because it's a help for everybody. So they wanted. They helped me, and we were trying to, but it was just difficult, so I had to change it. There is also a plan that now I have a small library, a really small one, but a really good one. And it's just for children. It's not as the way that I predicted, not for all kinds of students. But the children that are there are enjoying them. And we have English books and Spanish books. We also have computers in there. And the way I did it is in all my journey trying to get my community action plan done, I get to know this lady. Her name is Sarah Tailowski. And that boy, his
whose name is Craig Taylorski. They are founders of a non-profit organization that is called Rural Education Institute of Mexico. It was called FINO before, but we changed the name just because it sounds better and it gives more impact in people, so we get more donation. So those are the founders. I get to meet them, so thanks to the leadership I'm learning here, I get to meet them and make an appointment with them and talk about it, and they said they will help me. So they asked me to get a land where we can put that community center and the library, because besides the library, we have a community center when we teach the kids how classes like English, sports, computer, and so many different classes. So I get to meet them and they help me a lot. So what I did was to speak with the community. We run a big meeting and told them all the advantages of this program if we have them here, that they will be good for the community, and they agreed. So we realized we had a piece of land with 2 rooms in there that we were not using. It was owned by the community and it was just wasted in there. So we decided to clean, and that is a picture of the people who helped us the first day, because the building was really, really destroyed. We had to repaint it, to do a lot of job in there. And there are the founders and some community people that help us to clean it. This foundation works thanks to the volunteers and the people who do it. But the community help is really important, and what I do in there is that I help with the communication, because the founders just speak English. So I have to translate everything they say in their meetings or something to the community, because the community just speak Spanish. And the objectives are to help people to get out of the streets, because many of you have seen in your communities that children have really bad examples, because on the streets they just see drunk people, or people doing bad things to the walls, or throwing garbage outside, or throwing rocks to the cars. And that was kind of a big problem that was in my community at that time. And now, since we have this foundation in there, we take a lot of kids out of the streets, and they are taking these classes, and they are more excited to get their educations. Also, the objective of the foundation is to help people to get out of their minds the idea that coming to the United States illegally is the best way that they have to get a better life, because that's not always true. And coming to the States illegally is a really, really big risk for people. There have been many people that have lost their lives just by trying to come here. And that's one of the objectives of the foundation. There are some pictures of the English classes. The English classes are taught by people who are graduating from the senior, I don't know how they call it, degrees. They are from Canada, United States, UK, from so many different countries that are English speakers. So it's really good for the children because they are hearing it, and what I have learned is that if you don't hear the real accent, it's really difficult for you to get a good English. So it's really, really good for them. We also have computer classes, and I'm really proud because this last year, we just started a grant that we get from Adobe. They gave us a grant, and so we are teaching the children Adobe, how to use Photoshop, and at the same time, we are focusing in one problem that we have in the community. So if they do all the steps in the right way, they will get another grant to solve that problem. Like some of them are focusing on garbage problem because people doesn't have that culture yet that the garbage has to be not throwing out in the streets. So we have a lot of garbage around it. And I think everything is going in a good way, and we are going to have that grant too. really excited for that. We also have sport classes. Children love it, and you don't imagine how you feel just seeing one or two child smiling at you and telling you thank you. Thank you for bringing that program in here. It's really, really, I don't know how to explain it, but emotional is the best pay you can have. It's the best pay you can have for doing almost nothing. We also have a scholarship program. We are implementing that too. We just got these three people in here. They got a scholarship to get to high school because maybe around 50% of the children that goes to this program that we have doesn't have the resources to continue their studies. And with this scholarship, we are paying them the uniforms, the books, the transportation, and the inscription fee that the school in Mexico has. So it's really good. And how do we survive? Having a foundation is not easy. It's really hard. So what we do in order to get money, we do some events and we work by donations also. And one of the events that we have, that is our biggest event right now, is the Day of the Dead. That is a really traditional day in Mexico. It's November 2nd. And we have like people making altars and making special food for the day. And also we get some customs in it. It has been really fun and it has been really, it helped us to make a better community center. Last year, our goal was to build a bathroom because we didn't have one. And thanks to that, we get it. We get all the money we needed and now we have a bathroom. We also, thanks to a big donation, now we have internet on the computer library. So it has been a really quite good program. It has been really hard. You have to put a lot of effort in it, but believe me, at the end when you see the results and when you see these children really happy and that they are continuing their study, it's worth it. All the work you do is worth it. And that's a picture of the Day of the Dead. That's it. I don't know if you have any question or if it was clear to you.
What sort of computer and internet access do most of the families in the community typically have?
It's really hard to have internet in my community because in Mexico you only have two options of having internet. And one is through the telephone and the other one is through, I think you call it satellite.
Right.
So satellite is really expensive, really, really expensive. And the problem with the telephones is that doesn't cover all the area. So we get lucky that in the community center we are using satellites, but the owner of the company heard about us and I met him one day and he decided to donate it. So that's the one that we are using. But the telephone line is the most usual in Mexico.
So how big is the community? How big is your community? How many people?
It's mostly around 300 families.
Okay, and would you say that the access to is? What I'm just trying to understand is this pretty much most of the access that children in the community would have to a computer, or do they have other access to computers?
Some of them have maybe their family had a computer, but mostly all of them come to the community center.
Right. So that's a big step and a big help.
I think so, and I'm really happy about it.
And about how many books do you have?
We don't have that much. Maybe we have around 400, but there are English and Spanish books. And the good thing is, I don't know if you have noticed, I have noticed it even on Facebook, but people in these times doesn't know how to write. And that's because they doesn't know how to read. So I'm really happy because we are encouraging them to read. So at the same moment we will help them to know how to act.
Congratulations for your camp. I really appreciate it. I want to know how you process to take the children, to select the children and for this scholarship. And I want to know also how what method do you use to teach them? If we have like classes, listening classes or speaking classes, I want to know how you process it.
Okay, I didn't quite hear you, but you're asking how do we choose the children that are into the classes? Okay, we are accepting children from the first year grade, like around 6 years. We don't want a younger because it's really, you have to be more careful with them. You have to be really paying attention to them, and we don't want him to get hurt or something just because we don't have enough people in there. So we have around 6 to 11 for the primary school program, and we also have a secondary school program, and it's from 12 to 15 years old. And the only thing they have to do is they want to be in the group. We don't want them to be forced by the family to be in the group, because that doesn't work. So we are asking them to have that, motivation to be by themselves. That's all the only thing we are asking. And I'm also really proud because this program has been expanded around. So we may have some children from a community that is like 15 minutes away by walking. And there are like 3 children that are coming by walking every day. And they don't matter. They are coming to the classes and they are doing really well.
Do you have like the other part of the question? Do you have classes, speaking classes or listening classes? How? Which method did you use to teach them?
The people who come to my country and do these classes they teach them in a regular classroom, and they also take them like examples, like what would you use in this case, and they take it to the field sometimes, and they make them to, like they are playing soccer, they make them to call the ball as instead of balón that we will say in Spanish, they make them to call it by its name in English. So it's kind of really good. But to be honest with you, the most successful right now is the computer. We are getting a lot of knowledge from this program. And thanks to Adobe, it has been really, really good.
About scholarship, do you have, you make a test for them, or you only go to school and select the best children?
We do have kind of a test, but it's not also for the knowledge. We make kind of an investigation if he or she really want to be in the school, and if the family doesn't have enough money for them. But we also make a knowledge test to see how they are doing, and we ask them to give us their grade every once in a while to see that, how they are doing.
How long have you been working in your camp? I mean, where did you start working in that?
Actually, I started like 4 months after I get back to Mexico. And to be honest with you, at the beginning, I just did it because it was a requirement. So, but it has been such a pleasure to do that. Sometimes I get children in front of me and they tell me, thank you, I want to be like you. And it's just a feeling that you cannot explain, but it's just really worth it. It takes a lot of work, to be honest with you. So I will tell you, don't give up. Never give up, because it will be hard. It will be hard because we are going to be looking for a job. We are going to be looking for maybe we are going to follow our studies in there or something like that. And we will feel like we have no time. But we have to make the time. And there is a saying that says more or less like that in English, that as much as you give, as much as you will receive. But I think I haven't given them as much as they have given to me, because that feeling of gratitude is not compared with the few hours that I spend with them.
So my other question is, are you still working as a volunteer in your community action plan, or you have another job behind the community action plan?
I do have another job, because that job doesn't give me any income. So, and I have a life too, and I have a child that I have to feed and things like that. So I do have another job, but every once in a while I go to the community center, or I help them when they have events, because we even take them to libraries or to educational venues that we know about it, and I help them sometimes with driving them to that place or making some food for them, because we always get, when it's kind of late between the time they go out from the school and the time they get to the community center, sometimes they don't have the time to eat, so we fix some sandwiches for them. So I help with some of that things.
Thank you. And my last question is, it's about those the children who are taking the English class, they receive some certificate from maybe you or somebody else, and what is your place in the community action plan, in the little library? Are you the coordinator, the coordination, or there is anybody else who is doing that?
Actually, I am just mostly the liaison between the community and the foundation. But the founders right now, since it's a small organization right now, the founders do almost everything. They have to be doing like the administrative things and also plan the classes. But the students that come and taught the classes, they teach the classes to the children, they receive like a itinerary and they just follow it. They are really, really good with children.
My question is the program just a high school program, or well, the school, I mean, does it work like primary school, or is it just a program that they go to school and then they go to the center, or how does it work?
They go to school, and those are after school programs.
After school program. Oh, that's good. Congratulations.
When you got to Mexico, how did you manage your time? Did you work, or you were focused on in your project, or you did both at the same time?
I did both at the same time.
As we know today, asking or requesting money is very difficult. So my question is, what is the best way that you have done for requesting and asking for money, and where have you get some money?
That is a big advantage that I have in my city. Since my city is a really tourism place, we have a lot of United States citizens in there, and Canadian people, and UK people from UK. So we mostly do events, or make some ads that we have this foundation and we need money. So it's mostly the American people who gave us money. but we have to do something like the Dead of the Dead, or we also have a concert, a jazz concert every July, and that's where we raise our money. And we also have a lot of volunteers that they help us with driving the people who's going to teach the classes to the communities. Because La Palma, we have it in two communities actually. In La Palma and another one that is called Jalpa. And La Palma is kind of close to San Miguel now with the new roads and everything. It's about 15 minutes by car. But getting to Jalpa is really, really difficult because it's kind of in the mountains. And so it takes a while, and thanks to those volunteers, it's a lot easier to get to that place.
First of all, I want to congratulate you because I know how hard is it to work with children, because when I was in my country, I used to work with children. So my question is, the people who work in this foundation, do they work for money or do they do volunteer?
Most of them volunteer. We just have one person that it's that she has an income, and we think it's necessary because we have to have everything in order, and she helps us with everything, with administrating, getting volunteers and everything. That's the only one, but she's like 24 hours there. So, I mean, not there physically, but she's 24 hours into the foundation, and that's the only one that is paid.
Congratulations for your community action plan, and thank you to come for sharing with us all the things that you have done. My question is, I know it's hard, like you said, but what was the most difficult problem that you had when you started your community action plan?
At the beginning, maybe since I wanted really different things, like I wanted a big library, at the beginning maybe it was Mexican laws, to be honest. It was a big problem. But then, maybe it was money issue, because you had to work and get some money for it. But probably Mexican law will be the best for me, unfortunately.
Okay, Maria, first of all, you said you're just the liaison. That's not a small thing. It's a big thing. You were also the spark for it, so you should be very proud of the work you did, as all you students when you go back. Another important thing she said that you want to remember is to be flexible in your plan. You may start out with one idea, and you may have to shrink it. I'm sure you all have big plans and hope to do big things. Some of you will, but some of you, the funding or the laws or the other volunteers or even just other things that will get in your life will get in the way of the project being big. Like Maria says, you shrink it to the size that it'll work. So that's a very important point. You being the spark, you being the liaison, you being helping these students, that's a very important thing. So I just had one other question, which was, you said you started 4 months after you got back. How long until the door is open?
It takes about 2 years or more.
That's not long. That's actually to pull something off like that in 2 years. That's fantastic. You're going to have to be patient when you go back. Things are not easy. So very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So this is the last one. So now that you have your community action plan already done, your building, your library, everything, have you ever think about getting the big one that you were supposed to get in the beginning? You had a vision in the future to make it a bigger one?
It may be an option, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't call it already done. We have too much things to do still, like the scholarship we are just implementing, and doing things that is already done, but there are a lot of things to do still in that field. So I will keep working in that until I can, till God's let me. But probably, maybe, we never know. Maybe I can try to do that library again.
Someone else have another question? We will have another question or
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite to the stage Dr. Alberto Miller. We have a little present, a recognition for you, for your time, for your dedication. So help me welcome Dr. Miller.
This is really like a dream coming through because this is the first time we have, and probably there have never been an occasion like this where we have a former student tell this story to students who are still here in the United States. I don't know if we had that opportunity before across the nation. So this is a very special moment for us. Margarita is one of the students I met even before she came to the United States. It was in 2004. 2004, it was the second year after we opened the Mexico program. Mexico became part of the seed program in the year 2003. So Margarita was the second generation of CASE students applying for their scholarship. I was fortunate to be with Georgetown University at the beginning of the Mexico program in 2003 and then 2004. So I was in the orientation, in the pre-departure orientation of 2004. I got the chance to meet Margarita even before she came to BCC. Margarita came to BCC, she was a good student, and she took very seriously the course where we taught the community action plan, which you all know about it. And I remember at the end of the semester when we finished the course, Margarita, I don't know if you remember Margarita, but I remember Margarita told me, I promise you that I'm going to accomplish my community action plan. And today, as I hear her presentation, I feel that actually this goal was really very successfully fulfilled by you. I really congratulate you, and I feel so proud and honored really to be so close, to this moment. And just hearing, I still can hear the moment when you said so, that you were going to do it, and you will promise you were going to accomplish it. Basically, you are a doer, a person who really meet all the goals that you are trying to accomplish in your life, which is really good. One great example, what a great opportunity for students to really have to hear you. You are the first group of students hearing a student, a former student, her experience about implementing something that is so important in our program. As Margarita, we hope there will be many students, especially from our campus, coming back, and we will be very happy, honored, and proud to hear those stories. So this time, Margarita, let me just give you this as well. For this great achievement, we encourage you to continue working on this worthwhile endeavor. We sincerely congratulate you for this achievement. So keep up with the good work. Thank you.
Now, thanks everybody for being here, and we appreciate this nice presentation, this community action plan that we're gonna do when we go back home to our home. So thanks Margarita for that. And now we are really, I feel good visiting this guy. Now I'm gonna present and I give thank you some guests that we have here, such as the host family of Margarita, the Caroline and James Boyden, I would appreciate and also thank you our teacher Miriam. And all of you guys, thanks for being here. This is the finish of the activity. Thanks for being here. And now we have something for share with you. This is something that you can go and take. There is some. Enjoy our break.